Hi everyone, welcome back to another YouTube video. So I recently made a video about how I was being sexist, and I'm gonna do another video on that. So it's other things that I've said that were sexist to women. So one term that I've called women are village bikes or village bicycles. So I learned that from a YouTube channel, and they mentioned the word a village bicycle, and it's like when it's like you know what a bike is, right? Think of a bicycle, but everyone's taking a ride, right? So that's what village bike means. So basically, everyone has ridden you basically, and it's not nice. And yeah, so I also said women age like milk, men age like wine, and yeah, and I compared women to cars, right? So like for example, you know what, as a car gets older, the value of the car decreases. So a 2022 model, right, so is worth a lot more than a 2010 model, right? So would you rather go for the 2010 model with 1,000 miles on it or kilometers on it, or would you rather go for the 2022 car, right? So it's kind of like that's what I was comparing women to, and I watched a YouTube channel, and that's what they taught me how to think, and you know, I told the same woman, I said, yeah, you know what, you probably have like at least $100,000, 100,000 miles on your odometer, and that was bad. But I never went as far as Tom Likas. Like he said not so good stuff to women. And I previously mentioned that he called women talking vaginas, sperm depository, human toilet, and that's not good. I don't watch Tom Likas anymore, so I did that a lot, especially when my sister lived with me in my condo. And you know what? Women are our altos, mezzos, and sopranos, and sometimes contraltos. And since I'm a tenor, I shouldn't say that to an alto, mezzo, or soprano. And I don't think countertenors should say that either, or basses, or baritones. You know, I referred to my high school educational assistant, back when she wasn't married, I referred to her as an old maid. And, or, you know, old hag is bad too, right? So old hag is also bad. And I joked about it with one of my friends once, and I'm like, "You want to be an old maid?" And she's like, "Oh my goodness, that's so rude." And it is. And you know, I told a 21-year-old woman, "You're young and fertile," and you can't say that. Well, I shouldn't say that because I didn't realize how inappropriate I was being. And gotta say, my sister called me out on that and said that's sexist. And the equivalent term for leftover women in Vietnamese is Oakwa. So I'm gonna say it again, Oakwa. So back then, when women were over 20 years old, they're considered too old for marriage. So they call them Oakwa. And you know what? My second cousin hates it when I say Oakwa. And yeah, he doesn't like that. And yeah. Also, he doesn't like it when I swear in Viet. And sometimes it pops out, and he caught me a few times saying shit in Viet, and it's so bad, right? And it's not good. So I'm not gonna teach you guys how to swear in my YouTube videos, because that's not what I want to do. So yeah. And you know, and I realize it does harm women being sexist, and I should know that, right? Because I lived as a female once, and one guy said, "Oh, who went into the girls' bathroom?" And then he excluded me, right? And so he's like, "Yeah, you're a girl. You went in the girls' bathroom," and that was very inappropriate. So, but him and his buddy, like, you know, they're both very immature. They acted like 8-year-olds, and they're like 15 years old. Like, it was pathetic. So, and it's very, very immature. So, and yeah. You know what I said? I said women are the gatekeepers to sex. That's what I said too, and I would blame the woman if she got pregnant by some random guy, or, you know, I'd blame her. But, you know, if she was raped, that's a different story, right? So, but I believe I believe in equal rights, but also I believe in equal accountability, right? So, regardless of your gender or sex, regardless of, you know, and I believe that if you want equal rights, you got to have equal accountability, equal responsibility. So, unless you were mentally challenged or mentally impaired, but anyways, back to the topic here. So, like, I used to be not be sexist, and then, you know, in 2016 I started watching like sexist videos, and guess what? I started saying sexist stuff. So, been watching it for like almost 6 years, and you know what? It's time I stop. Like, I even said women hit the wall at 30. And I would call, like, if a woman is 30 or older, I would call her old, you know? Right? So, or like if a woman's in her 40s and she's dating a younger guy, I would call her Cougar. And yeah. I don't know why. Like women are older are called Cougars, right? Like, they date younger guys, you know? I don't know why. And yeah. Like, I called one of my sisters Oakwa once, and a family friend of mine, you know, she's older than me. She has a son named, she's a son with autism. I called her Oakwa, right? And then her mom is like, "You know what? Who says Oakwa? Who cares about Oakwa?" And she's like, "You know what? Better Oakwa." She's like, who cares about that, right? So that's what she told me. So I shouldn't say Oakwa anymore. So yeah. So those are the things that I have said to women that are sexist. Like, I'm not proud of it. I'm not, So I'm trying to tell my bad side not to say that. So even though the woman is a jerk, I shouldn't call her the B word. Because Stefan said that that word is for female dogs only. And of course, the B word's for COVID, right? So that's why I should use the B word for. So that's my video. Those are the sexist stuff I've said. So if you're a guy and you've said sexist stuff, just wondering what you said. Like, what was the worst thing you've ever called a woman? What was the worst thing you said to women? So anyways, bye.